Whew, the pressures of going live. Hey world, hey Facebook, unlisted. This is Jessica. Anders. Hey, hi. They say a name is just a name. But anyway, it's just confirming that I can state the date and time and the president. And wait, who? No, I'm not even trying to go there just yet at all. I'm not political. But anywho, a reminder to be prepared. Come prepared. But aside from, yeah, it is May 8th still, 2025. And I figured I might as well just, instead of talking to myself, seemingly kind of quietly about my thoughts, as if someone might be listening, because they're always, I mean, not to be weird, but living with integrity is always a pretty good idea, as much as, no, that anger. Well, you know, live with integrity. How are we supposed to know integrity when I feel that, so I'm not trying to be weird. I know I've got a lot of bouncing back to do from all the confusion, meaning all the years I spent drunk recording from a little room, or multiple different little weeklies that I rented, but one specifically, and it's not even about that specific room. I'm not trying to talk about that. I'm talking about the multiple I've recorded in closets underneath stairs I've rented out as like a partial. It was my bedroom. So aside from, we've all been, to different extents, I should say, we've all walked in our own shoes. We all have our own story. And I'm not quite sure why the need to feel, the excessive need to dull or blow up in so many different ways. I don't know. It's like one story or a couple stories, which turns out to be a whole bunch of other stories, though. This is really getting personal. Well, let me tell you, but I'm not trying to pick up on any negativity, or I'm just trying to do the best that I can do right now, dealing with my identity in mass different directions. It's a bit confusing, so if anyone wants to shed a little bit of, this is unlisted, and I have all of, most are probably overseas. I don't know, I paid for it so I could go live subscribers. So who knows who's really paying attention. Really humbled, just as I wanted to start talking raw about the privy and how I haven't been. My heart starts to ache, and I remember to breathe. And then breathe some more, and then breathe some more. I know this is not going to turn into some, is this really her? And I should have brought my special little light out. Ooh, your wrinkles, your hair's great. Oh, so over. I mean, not me, but it's not, shouldn't have, so filters will be one of these soon, to be able to just, like, I talk so much more freely when I'm not blasted in front of all of me. Hi, I might, like, anyhow, we know, whoa. So I'm really thinking twice about giving any more away, as I've been giving in that same way when people, I'm not saying, where am I going with this? Point blank. So I decided I was going to, that part is pretty cool, but share some interesting facts based on to share some interesting facts. It's all in black and white right now because I have my night mode on, and ready? This is pretty prized because AI, I'm not for kissing, or who's kissing? I'm reading all these, there's so much, but not really. Most of the time I'm just stuck in that zone. Or that can be manipulated, and it already has, and used against you, and they can stack up everything from like way back when the stack was already against them, and potentially, and so here we are, and control my emotion. controlling my emotion, right? I act, no, I don't act anything, but I confirm that I am, no, what was it I said? I don't do emotion. I don't do small talk. I don't do small talk. I don't want to talk, basically. I don't want new friends. I don't want to take chances right now on people. I'm absolutely survived, and I'm focused on surviving the rest of the survive. For me, not based on your alchemy or your preconceived, oh, this is what has been written, or this is what was promised, or this is what was secretly tied. No. Mm-mm. That is what I am not okay with anymore. So no one else's life, no one's life needs to be pledged. Let's just say that. But interesting facts based on from some recent literature readings. I just came across these notes earlier underneath the to-do list. So I'm trying to make sense of my time. Make sense of my time. Aside from not trying to stay too much in that time because there's too much to do and to get well on, to focus on, to not be people's perceived enemy. Okay, there's solution oriented. I'm sick of being borderline played with, stalked. I'm not saying I'm a victim here. I'm saying, hey, I'm alive. A lot of people that aren't probably would love to be alive still today with a chance in front of them. Again, hi. Even though it shows no, oh my, I was just thinking on how potentially I might look very much not put together, and how very much I appreciate some of this edifying content that I'm seeing that no doubt along the way my own, and including myself, have also contributed to, though I do know that the way was paved before myself, because potentially our greatest mistake was the apple, right? I mean, I don't know how that works, and this has nothing to do with that part of no. So, who knows? I mean, I just found one of my old shirts, an old shirt that I had that said our greatest dilemma, and it was a picture of an apple with just, I'll have to show you. So it made me think. Of course, the apple's been used in, but everyone, that's more, I'm not going there right now. So back to the interesting facts based on, and doing our best in between everything we're actually but don't match up for, so we can't show up for, in between the they know better thans, so we just keep our head where it needs to be, and that is home, where home is, and safe and put together, when for so long I wasn't. So it's been probably really easy to, I mean, if my life was a big deal potentially, or even spoken of or remembered, or that, hey, I'm still alive. Sheesh. Although I can understand maybe why that got spun out of control potentially. I've spent a lot of time by yourself. I've spent a lot of time working while I've been by myself, as well as another day, maybe, or night, but just kidding. Kind of, sort of. So I write occasionally. Yes, I got 2 hours sleep last night, 2 to 3, when I usually consistently get FDA recommended, 6 to 8 hours. I get good sleep. So when I don't get adequate rest, even for a couple hours, and this is, I know that they use sleep deprivation, or they still do, for sleep torture. They use sleep deprivation for torture, for control. That is a method that has been used, and I'm sure I'm not telling y'all anything new. So aside from, please, if y'all know anyone that likes to siphon gas out of struggling single mother individuals' vehicles, stuff on property that's not theirs, and if it potentially is theirs because I don't own, just know they wouldn't do that. And why? And so there's, bottom line, don't be a piece of shit. Don't go siphon people's gas out. multiple times, the same car, within a short period of time. I'm kind of stressing on that, so please stay off. Back away. That's some really, I understand things need to be figured out, but that's a really sick way, and there's some serious things going on that I think everyone is more aware of than I am. So, but back to these facts. So Stan Brighton used to say that, and I don't think it's whoever this Stan Brighton guy is. This is from facts based on my literature readings. Stan Brighton. Stan? Go ahead and laugh. What? Stan? Original, say. Stan? Stan? How can I be broke, right? Because I am one person, to my knowledge, collecting on just me. Same as Zachary. If he collected on any of his, I have collects on. I don't know, it's none of my... He is an adult now, and I have to go back to just focusing on being the best me that I can be, so one day he will want to be around me again. Stan Brighton used to say that you could survive for 3 minutes without air, 3 minutes without food, but only 3 days without water. The rule of 3. Yeah, no, this is like, yeah, so fire is the difference between eating lunch and being lunch. 80 or 90% of the drinking water in the world is contaminated with Giardia, a fatally gastrointestinal illness. Hi. My personal note on these literature notes is, these days I'm grateful every day to have always had the born ability to understand all of the sense, walk, talk, see, smell, hear, aka up to par normal, aka up to par normal human innate abilities. My personal note on this day, I wrote this, which I didn't write the date there, but usually I do. Recently, my personal note, these days I'm grateful every day to have always had the born ability to understand all of the sense, walk, talk, see, smell, hear, aka up to par normal human innate abilities. Images have shown 2025, the average middle-aged American, human, individual, has a typical weighted plastic spoon's worth of microplastics accumulated within their brain. Whoa. Disturbing. It's been said that for every act of cruelty in this world, there are hundreds of small acts of kindness and connection. To which I probably started to go off on some. And then continue my thoughts. Is this suggestive of cruelty, circumventing the multitude of blessed and small acts? Or simply put, is this a belief that there is more good in the world than bad? Concluded to be concluded. Conclusions, probably the authors that I just... concluded. To be benevolent rather than malevolent. To be benevolent rather than malevolent is probably a true feature of our species. So, concluded, yeah, this was probably textbook, close to. Noted Harvard professor to Dalai Lama. That's who this note came from. It was kind of tricky. I remember trying to write down the site for it. Not entirely librarian correct, but concluded. The conclusions were, from my readings in this specific book, chapter page, to be benevolent rather than malevolent. That's a hard one. Conclusion. To be benevolent rather than malevolent is probably a true feature of our species. And that I can't even read because it's all dark yellow. Let me know. It's all pale. I can't read the ink. The ink is too light for me to read. So, nope, I'm all out of song. Not really. I don't think that will happen. And for now I'm out of song. So I am going to finish with some just interesting things aside from feeling an emotion, because I know what I know, and I haven't heard much, so onward. Aye, wrinkles. Okay, could I look at my hair? Okay, this is crazy. It's it's a different texture since I cut it super short. They cut it all off. This is what happens if I don't wash it for one day. It's like, wow, crazy, cray cray. It feels yeah, it's mine. My hair, the hair, my hair, my hair, my hair, your hair. Remember that song, Hair? I don't know who sings that song. See if let's see. Probably look all crazy. I'm trying to block my own eyes in the picture. I hear someone. I think I don't actually hear someone, but advice would say, or the logic side of my brain might say, Jessica, you look somewhat crazy right now with your hair and the garage. And you have a history of, coming up on these videos like you've lost your mind completely, or, like you were completely drunk majority of the time for years. And COVID hit. So it's important to me to get my professionalism back. And yes, I'm going to still with this hair, okay? It looks fairly tame when I tame it down. And I don't, it doesn't look bad. It's just distracting. Like my ear, right? This is Zach going, I'm not going to do it right now. He's making a little sound. Alright, so your own seeds. Good night. Good morning soon enough.